Hi everyone, welcome to Amala Movement. I'm Charlotte. Today's practice is all about the hips and hamstrings. Let's get started. So we're going to start in one of my favourite positions ever, which is child's pose. So make your way down. I invite you to have your big toes touching, your knees nice and wide, so we've got space for our belly and for our hips. Take your time to arrive there, so walk out on your fingertips. And then when you're ready to lower your head down towards the earth, let the palms of the hands soften down. Let your elbows drop and melt downwards towards your mat. If you fancy any extra support under your forehead, you can always rest your head in your hands, or maybe prop your head up on your elbows. So prop your elbows up and then rest your head in your hands on your elbows. So finding a place where your belly can be soft. And whilst we're down here, let's take the time to indulge a little bit more by giving ourselves a lovely squeeze and neck massage. So bending your elbows so that your hands reach the back of your neck or your shoulders, depending on the length of your arm. And very simply, you're just going to squeeze and press and pinch and rub the neck and shoulders in any way that feels good. So as always, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Your body knows what feels good, so give it the good stuff. Taking one more breath to soften into this place. Keep massaging through the neck and the shoulders. And then extending your fingertips back towards the front of the mat. Great. If your eyes have been closed, let's blink them open nice and slowly. And using the tops of your feet to press down into the mat, gently rocking yourself up onto all fours. And then squaring yourself off, so bringing your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. You can do this really slowly. Great. And as we find our tabletop position, just notice what your neck's doing. So the tendency is to look down towards the chin, look underneath yourself. But can we find that lift and length through the spine? So the top of your head is part of the spine. So don't let it fall away. Engage the core to lift the head. Great. As we inhale, we're going to press through all 10 fingers round the spine. Now we can look underneath, through the legs, underneath the belly. And then exhale, drop the tummy towards the earth, squeeze the shoulder blades together, look up towards the sky. Let's take a pause here. Good. Inhale, press through all 10 fingers, round the spine, look in between the legs. And exhale, dropping the belly, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Look out, look forwards. One more, inhale. Draw the belly in, round the spine, feel all 10 fingertips pressing down towards the mat. And your exhale, dropping the belly, squeezing the shoulder blades together. letting the heart shine forwards. Great. Returning back to your tabletop, sending the hips back. We're going back to our child's pose. So we can soften down, lengthen the fingertips forwards. We're going to move into a bit of a flow now between child's pose and that lovely cat-cow position. So we're going to start off nice and slow with a deep breath in through the nose. Your exhale presses through the tops of the feet and you come into this cat position, so a round spine. Great. Inhale, drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest. And exhale, send you back to your child's pose. Inhale here. Press through the tops of the feet. Exhale, straight to our cat pose, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, our cow pose. And exhale takes us back through to child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, press through the tops of the feet, coming into your cat, rounding the spine. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chest. Let your heart shine forwards. And exhale, sending everything back to child's pose. One more in-breath here. Exhale, presses you up to our cat. Inhale, dropping the belly. Let the heart shine forwards. And exhale, sending you back to child's pose. Great. Let the head soften down, relax the elbows. Clasp the hands together. And we're just going to warm up the wrists, so taking some circles of the wrists one way. And circling wrists the other way. Lovely stuff. Bringing the hands back down towards the mat, pressing through the tops of the feet to lift yourself back up onto all fours. Just checking that your wrists come underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Lift the gaze ever so slightly so we're not tucking the chin. Lovely. So from here, draw your belly button in and up towards the spine without rounding the back. We've just got that engagement of the core. Extending your right leg out behind you. Try and keep your weight even between both hands. Notice if you start looking down. So you might be able to notice I've got energy pressing out of my right heel rather than being up on my tiptoes. Keep that right leg strong. If this feels okay for you, lifting the right leg away. Any pinching in the lower back, just release, ease out of it. Remember your breath. Squeezing the right heel in towards your bum, and then you're going to round the spine as you squeeze your right knee in towards your nose. Round, round, round. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, extend the right leg back out to this long shape with the right leg lifted away from the floor. Inhale. Exhale, bending the right leg, heel towards your bum, round the spine, squeezing the nose and the knee together. Inhale, extend everything out long. Last time as you exhale, bending that knee, rounding the spine, knee to nose. And inhale, extending it out long. Great. So we're going to step the right foot all the way up in between the hands. Take as many shuffles and scooches as you need. Roll the shoulders in towards your back. Open your heart and lift the chest. So we're going to pause here for a little bit. We're looking to find some space in our left hip. So if you're looking for something a little bit extra, shuffle that left leg back so you've got a bit more space. Keep the chest nice and open. Beautiful. Planting your hands back down towards the earth, sending your weight back, drawing your right toes up towards your shin and rocking back into this hamstring stretch. Straight away coming back through, opening up and inhale. And exhale, drawing the hips back, toes towards the shin. Inhale back through, sweeping up. So we're keeping this emotion for now, keeping the flow in your own time in the body. Last cycle of this breath and of this movement, and we're going to pause in this lovely hamstring awakening. So our right toes are drawing up towards the shin. It's completely cool if your foot is still flat on the floor. If you're getting a hamstring stretch from this, brilliant, stay here. Otherwise, you can go all the way back if this is where you want to be. So kind of play, trust yourself, know what feels good in your practice. Wherever you are, try and keep a little bit of length in the spine. So we're not looking for this knee to nose thing. We've got the openness, the spaciousness in the whole of the body. Use your next inhale to sweep yourself back onto your right foot. Roll the shoulders in towards the back. Inhale here. And exhale, plant both of your hands to the mat. Tuck your left toes behind you and you're going to lift your left knee away from the floor. So you're in this low lunge position and just play with a rocking motion. So up onto your left toes, back through your left heel, up onto your toes and back. One more, up onto the toes and back. Keep your heel pressing away from you. Roll your shoulders in towards your spine. If you're feeling brave, sweep your fingertips away, my ponytail, away from the floor. And exhale, planting the hands. Squeeze your right heel in towards your bum. And with ease, can we bring everything back to downward facing dog, where we're going to pedal out through the legs. So bending one knee and straightening the other. Come back to our lovely exhale that we found at the beginning of our practice. And then planting both feet into the earth. As you inhale, you're going to lift both of your heels away from the mat. And your exhale presses your heels like they're pressing through mud back down. Inhale to lift all the way up onto your tippy toes. And exhale, pressing the heels back down into the earth. One more time. Inhale, pressing the heels away. And exhale, down into the earth. This time, inhale, come up onto your tippy toes and you're going to bend your knees really generously. Carve a line with your nose to look forward and keep bending your knees until quietly the knees land on the floor, and then we can come back up onto all fours. Great. Let's adjust ourselves. So bring both wrists back underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath your hips. Draw your belly button in and up towards the spine without rounding. Just engage that core. Gently look forwards. Your left leg is going to extend back to the back of your mat. Your heel is active and pressing away. You can keep this here and do this all with your toes on the floor. That is completely cool. If you want something more, lifting that left leg away, try not to drop the belly, so keeping the tummy strong, the shoulders pressing away from the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, your left heel squeezes towards your bum. And then you're going to round the spine, squeeze your knee up towards your nose. Exhale. Inhale, find that length and lift through the core. Exhale, your left heel towards your bum. Round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, extending out. Last time, exhale, squeezing that heel in, round the spine, knee to nose. Lengthening that left leg away from you, deep breath in. As quietly as you can you step your left foot all the way up in between your hands? Take as many shuffles as you need. Roll your shoulders in towards your back. Find the lift through the heart space. So as you find this lunge, just check your knee and ankle alignment. So you don't want your knee to be past your toes. If it is, just shuffle, slide your right knee further back, keeping your chest nice and open. As you exhale, plant the hands down. Send your left toes towards your shins. Rock the weight of your body back onto your right knee. And then inhale, you sweep up, open the chest. Exhale, send your weight back. Find a hamstring stretch, opening through the backs of the legs. Inhale, shift forwards, shoulders into the back, open the chest. And exhale, everything back, opening under the leg. Last time, inhale, shift forwards, open the chest. And exhale, shift back into your hamstrings where we are going to pause. So finding a place that works for you. This left foot can be on the floor. That's completely fine if you're feeling this stretch through the back of the left leg. Otherwise, lifting the left toes away, lengthening the spine before you fold. If you want to go there, you can come all the way down to this place. So whatever works for you today in this practice. Your next inhale is going to shift your weight forwards back onto your left leg, tucking your right toes behind you, floating that right knee away from the mat. Roll your shoulders in towards your spine and opening up. If you're feeling strong, lifting the fingertips away, keeping the breath soft and easy. And exhale, planting the hands, squeezing the left knee, squeezing the left heel in towards the left glute, and then with control, stepping back to downward facing dog, where we're going to continue pedaling through the feet, bending one knee, straightening the other. Trust your body knows what to do in this shape, so helping yourself out. Good, finding some sort of stillness. Your next inhale, both heels squeezing, lifting away from the mat. And exhale, presses them down with resistance. Inhale, lifting the heels away. Exhale, pressing the heels away, down into the mat. Last time, inhale, lifting everything up. And exhale, pressing it down into the mat. This time, lifting the heels, inhale, generously bend the knees, carve a line with your nose, look to the top of the mat, keep pressing through the fingertips, and quietly your knees come to the floor, and then lifting back up onto all fours. Lovely. So from here, re-establish your tabletop position with your wrists underneath your shoulders. Draw your belly button in and up towards the spine. Extend your right leg away from you. Remember, the toes can stay down, or lifting the right leg away. Squeezing your right heel in towards your glutes, rounding the spine knee to nose, stepping straight up in between your hands. So a very technical move, you're just going to shuffle your right foot to the right hand side and then put your right hand into the middle. So it's like your foot and hand just swapped places. Roll your shoulders in towards the back, and we're looking for a stretch down the side of our right glute and our left hip flexor. So your body knows if this is enough, you can stay here. Otherwise, slide that left foot, that left knee all the way back. Plant your left hand in towards the floor, and your right hand is going to come to your right knee. Press the knee away, and you can spiral your chest up towards the sky. If this is too much, ease off a few steps. Listen to what feels good for you in your practice. Wherever you are, let your lower belly be full with breath. Create that space for you to breathe. If you're in an open twist, just untwisting yourself. And everybody, do your foot and hand swap. So shuffle your right foot in, so it was where your hand was, and then put your right hand to the outside of the right foot. Tucking your left toes behind you, floating that left knee away, roll the shoulders in towards the chest, opening the heart forwards and up. We're going to have a rocking play. So you're going to bend your left knee and then rock onto your right foot. Bend your left knee and then rock onto your right foot. So we're looking to find a little bit of a hamstring opening and playing between this lunge shape and this forward fold shape. So we're going to have a little bit of fly time. And what you're going to do, you're going to build up the momentum to float onto your right foot so that your left leg can fly up. And then with control, it's going to come down and land next to your right foot. So take your time to do this. And when you get there, you're just going to play with a little swaying motion. So bending your right knee, bending your left knee, bending your right knee, and bending your left knee. Your hands can be to the earth or to the knees. It really doesn't matter. Using this sway to help you find an ease and softness to the backs of the legs and in the hip sockets. Let this sway and rocking motion get a little bit smaller and softer. And your elbows are going to hold on to each other. Let your head hang heavy. Nod as if you're saying yes. And shake the head as if you're saying no. Pressing all 10 toes into the earth. Don't be afraid to bend your knees. Bringing both hands to the knees, roll your shoulders in towards your back. Carve a long, curvy line with your nose as you look forwards. And then exhale, both hands plant firmly in towards the mat. Sending your weight over your left leg, you're going to step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat so you're back into your low lunge position. Roll your shoulders in towards the back, lift the chest, the hands can come away from the floor if you want to go there. Planting the hands back down and then quietly lifting back to downward facing dog. We're going to come straight back into our lifting and lowering of the heels. So as you inhale, squeeze the heels away from the mat. And exhale, pressing them down. Inhale, lifting away. Exhale, pressing down. Inhale, squeezing away. And exhale, pressing down. This time, squeezing the heels away as you breathe in. Generously bending the knees. Paint that line with your nose to look forwards. Squeezing through all 10 fingers and with control, quietly lowering the knees to the earth and pressing back onto all fours. Take your time. Our left leg is going to extend behind us. Inhale. Good. If it feels right to lift that left leg away. Bending the knee so the left heel squeezes towards the glute. Round the spine, knee to nose, and then stepping straight away in between your hands. Good. Swap places with your hands and foot. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. The left hand comes in. Roll the shoulders in towards the back. You can come up onto your fingertips here. So listen to your body. We're looking for a stretch down the outside of the left glute and the right hip flexor. So you might already be feeling that. Otherwise, you can slide the right knee back. Bring your left hand to your left knee and then press this left knee away from you so you get like a spiral through the chest. As always, listen to your body. If you're in this spiraled open twist, untwisting yourself so your left hand can come back down. Everybody swapping your left hand and foot so your left hand is on the outside, tucking your right toes, roll the shoulders in towards the back, activating the legs to press that right knee away. Playing with this rocking motion back and forth. So into your low lunge and then into your variation of a hamstring stretch. Remember not to overanalyze the speed at which you're moving. If you want to go really slow and enjoy these intricate movements, please go there. If you want to work really small, this is amazing. So you do you. Once you can build up the momentum, trust yourself. It's okay if you fall over. You're gonna lunge onto your left foot so your right leg can fly up. And with control, placing it next to your left. Enjoy these wobbles. And then bending and swaying the right knee and the left knee. It's okay if your hands are away from the floor. This swaying motion is going to get smaller and smaller, holding opposite elbows, coming into a forward fold, relaxing the head over. So in these forward folds, thinking about somebody lifting your hips up towards the sky, so the hips are going up, the knees can bend to allow that space in the lower back. Let's bring our hands to our knees, roll the shoulders in towards the back, carve a line with your nose to lift the chest and look forwards. Hands come back down to the earth. Transfer your weight onto your right leg so your left leg can step all the way to the back of your mat into a low lunge. Wobble's always welcome. Shoulders in towards the back. Open the heart space. If you want to go there, bring your fingertips away from the mat. Plant the hands back down. Guide the right foot all the way back to your downward facing dog. And straight away, lifting both heels as you inhale. And exhale, pressing them into your mat. Inhale, lifting the heels away. And exhale to press them into the mat. Last time, inhale, pressing the heels away. Exhale, squeezing them into the mat. Heels lift, come onto your tiptoes. Exhale, feel all 10 fingers supporting you as you bend both knees, carve a line with your nose, look forwards, and quietly the knees come to the floor, and then pressing yourself up onto all fours. Great. So what we're going to do now is step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So take your time to do this. You can come up onto your fingertips if that's helpful. And then stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. I'm going to do a spin so that you can see. Bending both knees and coming into a squatting pose. So your heels might not reach the floor, which is absolutely fine, as long as you don't have any knee pain going on. If this is too much for the knees, please don't go there. Just come and sit on your bum and bring your palms together and opening the chest. So, if you are in this squatting position, roll your shoulders in towards your back. Fingertips pressing together, and we're thinking about our heart and our chest shining forwards, gently activating the glutes so we're not completely letting go. The legs are awake. And we're going to close our eyes for 3 deep belly breaths. At the end of your next exhale, open your eyes, bring your fingertips down towards the earth. You're going to straighten your legs, turn your toes to face your fingertips, and then bend one knee, and then bend the other knee. So we're coming back into our rocking motion, swaying the hips from left to right. It's okay if your fingertips aren't on the floor. If this is enough for you on the knees, then please be here. And then this rocking, this swaying motion gets smaller and smaller until we find a stillness. And you can hold opposite elbows if this feels nice. Please don't be afraid to bend your knees, sending your tailbone up towards the sky. Nodding your head to say yes, shaking to say no. Gently bringing both hands back to your knees, roll your shoulders in towards the back. Lift the chest, open the heart forwards. Lovely flat back position. And very easily bring both hands down towards the floor. Lower the knees so we come back to our all fours position. And then you're just gonna shuffle or shift your weight so you can come down to a seated position. Take your time. Lovely. So once you get to the floor, we're going to look to find what we call an easy seated position. And that means having both legs on the earth, but not cross-legged. So there's a bit of distance between both legs. Of course, grab a pillow if you need to, sit on top of it. You can always put a cushion or a blanket under each of the knees if you're looking for that support as well. Rolling the shoulders in towards your back, and then we're going to sway from left to right. So this swaying has been a bit of a theme in today's practice. And as always, take this at your own pace. If you want something a little bit bigger, really press the hand against the thigh so you can open, maybe pause for a few breaths on either side. If you're looking for something smaller and this is enough, then do what feels good. And as we come into this part of practice, we're thinking about closing the eyes, we're thinking about finding an extra amount of ease. Really, really tuning in to what feels good right now. And then if you've been doing bigger movements, I invite you to go a little bit smaller and smaller until everyone, wherever you are, let's get so small it's almost like a little sway from side to side. Tiny, tiny sway. And this sway is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Until eventually, on the outside, it's going to look like you're still, but on the inside, can you still feel this soft sway that's traveling through the body, through the breath? take all the time you need here. If it feels the right thing to do, by finishing your practice, by bringing the palms of your hands together, lifting your thumb up to your third eye or the space in between your eyebrows. Feel the breath and how it travels with ease deep into your belly and your hips. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.